Hi guys, today I'm going to review the movie Animal. Let's get on to it. We're going to start with the elephant in the room, the violence. The violence in this movie is a lot. It's disturbing and you feel that the director has glorified the violence. Imagine a son of one of the richest people in India engaging in bloodshed. It's unrealistic. The violence, especially the scene where he cuts Bobby Deol's neck with a knife, is gruesome and it's not for the weak hearted. For those who like violence, this movie is for them, but for those who don't like violence, this movie is not for them. So, this movie is violent and disturbing. And yes, you can say that the director has glorified violence. There's been a lot of talk about the writer Sandeep Vanga being a misogynist, his movies being misogynistic, right? Starting from Kabir Singh, etc., Arjun Reddy, Kabir Singh, whatever. Looking at the movie, this is not at all misogynist. In fact, there's no scene of actually women getting hurt apart from one or two. Apart from that, the only people getting killed in the movie are actually men and not women. So you can say this movie is actually misandrist because clearly Ranbir Kapoor only kills men and not women. So all the Chopras and all these other critics arguing about misogyny and all that rubbish they talk about, it's all not real. There is no misogyny over here. In fact, I must say Ranveer does not defend himself. There's one scene in the movie where Rashmika abuses Ranveer's father very badly and Ranveer doesn't do anything. In fact, you are seeing Rashmika slapping Ranveer multiple times in the movie. Sadly, Ranveer Kapoor doesn't do anything. Let's talk about the moral aspects of the film. Yes, since the movie is full of violence and can induce violence among the younger generation, especially, there's just a news a couple of days before I saw a young boy, perhaps 13-year-old or 15-year-old, killing another boy, stabbing him perhaps 50 times, a boy 2 years older than him. I don't know why youth is so violent, perhaps because of the poverty, perhaps because of drugs, I don't know. But yes, it might have a bad impact on them. However, I see a lot of critics, the Lutein critics, this Bollywood mafia critics, talking about the moral aspects of things, which is funny. Where were these guys, when Gangs of Wasseypur were released? That movie was heavily praised, but that movie glorified gangsters. Do you remember Raees by a very popular actor? Yes. The movie tried to whitewash a criminal accused in bomb blast. But everybody praised that movie. This happens. Similarly, Gadar, which was a totally patriotic family film, that was also bashed by critics. Unless there's a strong female character, the critics don't like any action movies. In fact, they're not capable of judging these action movies, so better not watch it only. So that's my advice to these guys. Now, let's talk about domestic violence. The domestic violence. Before I talk about this, I'm going to tell you about another movie. Very close to Ranbir Kapoor's family, yes, his wife. She did a movie called Darlings. And and you remember the reaction of the critics about this movie, calling delicious, well directed, this, that, etc. But the movie was just an excuse for Alia Bhatt to torture her husband. The husband was shown in a bad light, calling him abuser, etc., etc., etc. And eventually she tortures him, almost killing him to death. Similarly, in this movie, Ranbir Kapoor has an excuse about his father. He is a criminal by nature, as rightly said by Anil Kapoor in the movie. He has a very violent streak, which I don't know where it comes from, but it comes to him. And he uses an excuse, for his father, keep on killing people. Keep on killing people. He can say, those 200 people came that he killed. He did it for self-defense, which was it. He can also justify it. But the treatment of both the movies is very different. Alia Bhatt and her character is praised by the critics. India even though India ranks number 5 in women beating their husbands. This is as per UN report. Go and check it out. I can put it on the link over here. But these critics will not like it. So overall, this movie is fun, but the violence is too much. It's entertaining. It's got good values about a son loving his father. It is very good. you can enjoy it. Do not go with the children. If you don't like violence, do not go for it. And it's a long movie, but you will enjoy it. That's my review. Thank you.